Hey, beauties and beasts. Okay, it's time to grab your skincare, your drink, and light some candles because we're going inside one of Korea's most haunted places, Gonjiam Psychiatric Hospital. So let me first set the scene for you. It's past midnight, and you're standing in a pitch black hallway. The beam of your flashlight slices through the dark, paint peeling, debris everywhere, eerie graffiti on the walls. Every step echoes, and something moves at the end of the corridor. This isn't imagination. Thousands have felt the same chill at Gonjiam. So terrifying, CNN named it one of the 7 freakiest places on Earth. Tonight, we will walk those halls where dozens of patients allegedly died. And we're going to pass the director's cursed office and face the infamous Room 402, the door no one has ever opened. So, are you ready? Let's go inside. Deep in the mountains of Gyeonggi province, about an hour outside Seoul, there once stood a building that people spoke of only in whispers. Gonjiam Psychiatric Hospital. The structure itself seemed designed for nightmares. 3 stories of concrete and steel, isolated in the forest, accessible only by winding mountain roads that twisted through the trees like serpents. During the day, it was merely unsettling, but at night, the building seemed to breathe. The hospital operated throughout the late 1980s and into the 1990s. So, by all accounts, it was a standard psychiatric facility, treating patients with severe mental illnesses, employing a full staff of doctors and nurses. Nothing remarkable. But then in 1996, something happened. The hospital closed abruptly without any warning. And here's where it gets strange. When the doors locked for the final time, nothing was cleared out. Patient records remained scattered across desks. Medical equipment stood where it had been left mid-use. Beds were still made, as if waiting for patients who would never return. Medication bottles lined the shelves. Even personal belongings, patient clothing, photographs, letters, all remained behind. It was as if everyone had simply vanished. The building was abandoned, left to rot in the mountains, and that is when the stories began. The most persistent legend, the one that sends chills down the spine of anyone who heard it, was the story of 42 patients. To understand how this legend spread, you need to understand South Korea in the late 1990s and early 2000s. The internet was exploding. Online forums and message boards became places where people shared urban legends, ghost stories, and unexplained phenomena. And Gonjiam Psychiatric Hospital became the subject of obsessive discussion. The story began simply enough. Someone posted online that they'd heard from a friend whose relative had worked at the hospital. So, according to this secondhand account, something had gone terribly wrong in the months before the closure. Patients had started dying. At first, it was one patient, then another a week later, then 2 in the same night. The deaths were sudden, unexpected, and according to the story, completely inexplicable. No clear medical cause, no warning signs, just death. The hospital staff allegedly tried to keep it quiet. They didn't want panic. They didn't want investigations. But families of patients started asking questions. Why had their loved ones died so suddenly? What had the hospital been doing to them? And then the stories started to diverge, splitting into different versions that spread across the internet like wildfire. One popular version claimed that the doctors at Gonjiam had been conducting secret experiments.